All right. Well, hello. Welcome everyone again to the Connecticut Historical Society Lunch and Learn presentation, Serenity, Mental Art for Meditation. Our current exhibition, Common Struggle, Individual Experience, an exhibition on mental health, includes several ways that Connecticutans approach healing and support for mental health. One approach included in the exhibition we're going to hear all about today. So I'm very honored to introduce our presenters, artist Jampa Tsondue and Yeshi Dorjee, a Buddhist monk and artist. And today they will discuss Thangka art and meditation to promote healing. But before we begin, I'd like to take a moment to tell you about our speakers. Jampa Tsondue was born in India to Tibetan refugee parents, and he began his art studies at age 13. He became an apprentice to a painter in the Gyudmed Tantric University, and he trained in the Buddhist holy tradition of Thangka painting for 20 years. Jampa has painted many thangkas for different monasteries with his mentor. Their most important project took 4 painters nearly 4 years to complete, recreating 41 thangkas in the Dalai Lama's collection, each 4 feet by 3 feet, depicting the past lives of the Buddha. In 1992, Jampa moved to Connecticut, and today he continues to paint and teach apprentice artists. As is his tradition, every morning he prays and meditates to reflect on compassion, loving kindness, and tolerance. So hi, Jampa, welcome. And we have Yeshi Dorjee. Today, he was born in Bhutan after his mother escaped from Tibet while she was pregnant with him. As a child, he entered into the Gyudmed Monastic University in India to study art and philosophy until he was age 36. And he moved to California and taught art and meditation at the University of California, Santa Barbara, and at other centers. And he presented at the Smithsonian Folklife Festival in 2000. And Yeshi is a master of Tibetan Thangka painting as well as butter sculpture. And in 2019, Yeshi moved to Connecticut, and he provides spiritual guidance to the growing Buddhist community in Old Saybrook and Norwich. And Yeshi knows, presents, and has written down many traditional narratives of the Tibetan people, as well as Buddhist allegories and lesson stories. So welcome, Yeshi. I'm so happy to have you both here today. And I'm going to go ahead and mute myself and let you take over. And I will share my screen in 1 minute.
Thank you very much, Jen. And I'm glad that I'm honored to participate on this program. On this program. And the Thangka painting that we do in Tibetan tradition, which is totally related to the Buddhism. And any drawings or figures are based on the Buddhist philosophy and religion. Yep. Okay, sorry. And before I start with my painting, I would like to talk a little bit about the mind or consciousness. There's many levels of mind or conscious. There's a gross mind and the subtle mind or conscious, which affects our physical, health condition, and then depending on the mind state. We have intelligent mind or intelligence conscious, sensorial consciousness, and emotional conscious, and the survival mind or conscious, which creates all kinds of happiness, suffering, sometimes just a neutral. So And it has been proven, in our daily lifestyle experience that, 1 minute you are a physically healthy person, but if someone says something like hurts your feeling, and then the next thing we know that your blood pressure has gone up, and there's even if you have a health issue, then you're going to even have a risk of getting heart attack and strokes like that. So, we don't have to prove that. These things happens all the time. So, if our mind, very mind, our conscious mind, is well taken care of, which I mean the soul mind, in the Buddhist philosophy or in other Hindus also they talk about those things. It says the mind, the true nature of the mind is pure and luminous. And then why? Well, sometimes we say that there's a mind which has been distracted, or mind which have afflicted mind. In another word, we call it sometimes mental issue things. Those things happens because the world we live in, we have a lot of pressures, responsibilities, school, job, success, and competitions. So in our Buddhist philosophy, we call it. We said, don't get too attached or don't go too extreme. What I mean by that is, if you're too attached or too extreme on certain things, because by nature the world has things goes up and down, so you don't get if you're if you're in a, let's say, if you're in a party, if you go too extreme, then you might drink too much alcohol and you're too much intoxicated, and then you do things well, and then later on you regret things that you have done it. So things. What I mean is, anything has to be a little balanced or disciplined. The mind, if you have to do things, you have your responsibilities, but you don't go too slow or too relaxed, or don't go too extreme. Try to keep in moderate. The Siddhartha, the Buddha's actual name was Siddhartha before he got enlightened, which they call it. Buddha is knowing everything, omniscience person. Before he was enlightened, that was his name, Siddhartha. Once he says, when you play a sitar is a guitar, Indian guitar, a traditional guitar. If you tie that string too tight and you try to play it will break your string, which means you will destroy the sound. And if you have too loose, the string is too loose, then if you play the guitar, it will make no noise, no sound. So you have to keep it on balance, moderated, so that it can play its tune, which will be a right to play your music. So in the same case with our life, So if you want to, if you go too extreme, too slow, or too relaxed, so there might be difficulties. It's easy to come. So you have to keep it balanced and middle. In another word, you can say middle path or middle way. And also the mind, which we think sometimes you can't, it's me, I'm like that, things like I can be changed, but that's not true. Everything is changeable, or everything changes without our, the unnoticed. Every second, our body, our anything environment, any phenomena, everything, even our mind is changing. There's a gradual process by nature. See, so, and then to change our habitual body or habitual things is not easy. So it is tough. Sometimes the things where we are used to is very difficult to change. But like a building block, one at a time, make your routine, and for better life, you can change. You can change your attitude, you can change your emotion, you can change your feelings, things like that. So, when I say try to change for better, I mean to say you have to have a motivation, and you have to put in engagement, and then you have to manage how to overcome from these difficulties. Some people, let's say, some people has a smoking habit, or some people having a drinking problem. In those cases, if you drink too much, your liver might be saying, SOS, SOS, help me. But you just keep drinking, and then that'll be bad for you. And actually bad for your liver. Liver means you. And eventually you're going to destroy yourself. Things like that, there's things that you have to think really straight. Try to, hold on, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Oh. Okay, I'm very sorry. I apologize for that. So, those kind of things. So, sometimes you have to, think a little bit more. Think a little bit more, of it, the right thing or right view, what we call it. Smoking is, let's say, smoking is bad for your lungs, things like that. And then if you try to think over and over again, and then the habit of smoking, you might be more engaged on trying to quit that smoking, things like that. I'm just talking about right now something or a habitual of your body, but just by thinking, just by your thoughts, it might change the lifestyle, which we always do things. It might change in the better life. So if once you quit your smoking and drinking, you are healthier, you're happier, you save money in other ways, things like that. I mean, this is just a related things that I'm talking about, because I'm going to go with the Thangka, the painting itself. But let me talk a little more about how the mind mind can change your physical health, and also your the environment and surroundings, how you can respond to them. By nature, everything's has a everything everything what bones have to die someday. And then things like that, when we think of those things, sometimes we have to let it go things, because we all are a part of the nature. So we have to go with those changes depending on our environment. And if you want the happier, better life, joyful life, then the change has to begin from you. Change comes from you. So this Thangka particularly has three main figures. The middle one is the medicine Buddha, and the bottom right of the Buddha is a doctor with the patient, and the left of the Buddha on the bottom, left of the Buddha on the bottom is a guy with that's a doctor with the patient, and the other one, other one is a meditator. Okay, now what these three represent is the Buddha represent the true nature of the mind. Buddha, the green, like a blue, the figure in the middle, that represent the true nature of the mind, or pure luminous mind that had conquered all the suffering, delusions, and defilements. There's no defilements. The doctor with the patient, that one, is a sick person or a troubled mind, been diagnosed. The doctor is diagnosing the origination cause of all the suffering. Okay, now the meditator represent he or she experimenting diligently, applying the right antidote to eliminate the cause of all the sufferings. Okay. Now, when I say the Buddha represents the true nature of mind, and it's a pure luminous mind, that means, for example, water itself is a pure, it's transparent, but it's a muddy water in the glass, and then if you shake it, and all the mud flies around in the glass of water, and even though water itself is clear, pure, because of the muddy, you shake it, you cannot see through. It gets muddy, it gets polluted. So as the same thing with our mind. Mind itself is a pure luminous because of the surrounding environment and the, in another word, we call it sometimes because of the selfishness, egoistic, it pollutes your mind. And then when you're so egoistic, you are bound to happen anger, hatred, jealousy, and envy. Those are all, it's like it tends with it. Every time when you have egoistic mind, those are bound to happen. So now, how do we make it this pure mind or a luminous mind? First of all, we have to make sure we clear our mind, which means you have to calm down your mind. The life itself as a like an ocean, wave. It always goes up and down, but bottom beneath is always calm. So even though our life, things around us is always up and down, but if we learn to keep it calm, if you learn to keep your mind calm, settle down, then it's like a muddy glass of water putting down on the table, and eventually all the mud will settle down, and then the mud will separate from the water. The water you see all clear and pure. The same as first of all, you have to keep your mind settled, and then you try to look through that clear water. You'll see the pure, real nature of which is called the reality. Everything is interconnected, interdependent, and my well-being, my happiness depends on others. Grace. Like food, for example. We think I bought this food, I own this food, but that's not really the case. It has to come from someone who had worked hard on the field and make it grow. And that farmer, he just can't just put the seed and just grow, but it needs water, it needs care, and all those things. There's so many other things that finally it comes on your dining table. We have to be thankful and graceful. For just this is a few examples that why we have to thanks to the others. And then this is I'm talking about the humans work with us, but same thing goes with the plants, same thing goes with the nature, all the nature, the wild nature, trees, everything, animals, the insects. Now we realize without those little insects, our environment is not be sustained. Things like that. There's so many things. I don't have to say this, everybody knows it. So this is the one. And then the once we know how to settle our mind, and then once you have all the mud in the bottom, and then you have a clear water on the top, when you begin to see through clearly, and then you begin to learn the things that which is true, and you can see everything through nature, and then you apply on yourself. Once you do that, you try to put in your habit or in a second nature that everything, whatever I am, is of from the other's help. When you begin to think those things, think those lines, and then you, by nature, and you begin to feel less jealous, less selfish. Once you are less selfish or less egoistic, that means you are more friendlier, more calm person by nature. Now, this is my little thing in how the Thangka we create in our Tibetan Buddhist art. This is the short explanation. And I will stop here. And then if any questions you have, then I will try to answer. That sounds good?
Great, okay. Thank you so much. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat, because we'll do all the questions at the end. Yeshi, if you want to come on camera and unmute yourself. Great, thank you. And Jampa, if you want to mute yourself.
Oh.
Okay, hello everyone. Say, how does it, hi or hello, touch the leg or together. Can you change the slide? This is the code I really I already memorized since I was kids, but many times I just recite this code. It's really helpful for me to do meditation and what is mean of the enlightenment. So sometimes people will have a misunderstanding about enlightenment. Through the misunderstanding, sometimes this is impossible. So sometimes they're saying they're actually not really that much difficult, but to achieve the enlightenment or to turn our daytimes our mind to convert to enlightened mind. It's only through the meditations. If you didn't touch to the meditation, you are not interested to do the meditation, the enlightenment is impossible. So that's why last time I request to Jane, please you try to put these quotations at the very beginning, but I didn't say begging, okay? Because the typing is a little bit mistakes. Instead of just say the beginning, I say the begging. So this quotation is actually nobody owns enlightenment. You cannot receive enlightenment from anybody. Once you are aware of your own mind, so you really know the nature of your mind, what you are thinking, and how to take care your thinking is right or wrong. If your thinking is wrong, then you have to know what result might happen. If your thinking is right, then what result might happen. This, if you know, then there's no problem, really. All the problems, actually, we really don't know what we are thinking. Many times we thinking is correct. Maybe no problem. I did right. What I say is right. What I think is right. I think that's really the whole world. Sometimes we have a problems, actually. It's kind of that we are not knowing our process of our mind. So through the achieved enlightened, then we know everything's actually the first in when we study, actually we call the two types enlightenment. So first enlightened is you know yourselves, your mental disposition, how to think, what will happen. Then that's just called enlightened mind. The second we call great enlightenment. So great enlightenment mind means now you know the beings, other sentient beings, their mental dispositions, what they need, what they don't need, what some kind of actions, it's really hurting their emotion. Sometimes we think I just say the right things, not right for, sometimes this hurts others' emotions. So that means we didn't know others' mental dispositions, what is going to be right or what is going to be wrong. So that's, I think, the point is really to achieve enlightenment or great enlightenment. So to achieve these two steps of the mind, we really need to meditation. And the most of the topic, really meditation, Shambhala already taught. I really totally agree. Then so right now I just talk a little bit. Then actually Shambhala also my art teacher is the Shambhala. So today I'm very happy to talk with the Shambhala, and And then this kind of the topic, you really choose very nice topic. And then please next next what do you call next slide. Okay, this is now actually this meditation course is from the beginnings. We call you can see, I think letter very small. I think everyone can see a little bit difficult. You can see the very beginnings, the first mental steps, the first mental steps until 9 mental steps. So to process of that, this whole, how to say, a course from beginning to achieve the final result. The final results, in Tibetan we call the Xinjiang. Then in English, many translators, they translate it maybe the different way. I'm not sure which. Some they say mental suppleness, some they say mental pliancy. So anyway, in Tibetan also Xinjiang means really you totally your mind is in your hands. Whatever you want to think and whatever you don't want to think, maybe you can control. So many problems that people are just thinking, I don't want to think about that. This thinking about this is disturb me, disturb my sleep. Even I lost my taste of my food, but sometimes cannot stop. But this is actually kind of mind control us instead of we going to control our mind. So the mind control whom? Mind controlled by distraction. So in this art, you can see very beginning monkey. So monkey is the first line. You see the monkey, elephant, yogi, lasso, hook, and the flame. So this is the explanation about this drawing. And then the bottom line, you can see what is the meaning of that monkey, elephant, yogi, and effort, because flame and the yogi hands are hooked, and left hand has a lasso. Maybe in the future, maybe if anyone audience needs, maybe you can share this art. Maybe it can sometimes through art, maybe can get a clear message of what kind of ingredient. Can you say ingredient is needed to complete your meditation, to success, and to achieve the final result? So you can see that distractions, actually, distraction is in some, the yogi, they give examples like it's a magnet. The magnet, then our mind is like the metal. When this magnet is getting close to the metal, maybe the metal have no chance to stay there peace. Then when you move the magnet, then this metal also, doesn't matter how it is strong, but this magnet has the power to change this metal's direction, right? So distraction sometimes in the text they use as a magnet. So it is very powerful. So here, poor monkey, I actually put the bad example, but actually, yeah, the monkey, and then the monkey also looks like out of control. Yeah, then elephant actually symbolize in here our mind. Then now mind, I'm not sure, but what you mean mind, but what I mean mind. Sometimes, yeah, it's a little bit, it's kind of, I can say the thinking process, okay? So when we are thinking, that means our mind is the processing. So in here, mind is represented by the elephant. The elephant you can see is really a little bit white elephant. If any art, if you draw elephant, in this elephant, if you draw calm and peace, actually this is not right. So the very beginning elephant, you have to draw a little bit out of control. So that means elephant totally controlled by distractions. The distraction is completely controlled by the material things. Like the material things that just control your distractions. So distractions that control your mind. Your mind control to you, but then sometimes should be very happy, but sometimes not that much happy. This possible so many people. So here the elephant symbolizes the mind. Then that monk is symbolized the yogi, anyone who do the meditation. So that the person is represented by this monk. Then his right hands are hooks, left hand has a lasso. So lasso symbolizes the mindfulness. The mindfulness without developing your mindfulness, so meditation is impossible to success. So mindfulness is kind of the soul, how to say, the center core of the meditation. Your meditation success or not, it depends on your mindfulness is the success or not. Then the lasso to symbolize the introspection. Introspection means when you're doing the meditation, so there are times you have to know yourself. Okay, are you doing the meditation? Then device or the object which you're going to think about, because we have different belief. So the God or the Jesus or cross, or in Buddhism, the image of the Buddha. So you just try to have this image. So that image in your mind, but that imagination we call sometimes meditation object. So when you set up this object, never relate. The real meditation should not activate your eye consciousness, should be shut down eye consciousness. But at the very beginning, whatever you want to choose, the object of meditation in your hands. For example, if you want to do meditation on the lotus flower, so first you open the eyes, look at the lotus. Look at lotus, and then slowly you gradually you try to close your eyes, and then same time you try to have that imagination of that lotus in your brain or your mind. You try to see that in your mind or not. Once you see that lotus image very clear in your mind and your mindfulness, okay, then just close eyes, then try to remember or try to focus on that imagination. That imagination, okay, lotus imagination, you should not ignore. That imagination of the lotus is actually your mind. Your mind, no other than your mind. So that is actually technique, how you discipline your mind by yourself, how you can see your own mind by yourself. Okay, so after you really see that lotus, even your face just on the wall, but your mind still see that lotus is so fresh and so real, so real. So that means actually you found the object of the meditation. So that after you found the object of meditation, very stable and very clarity, and then it doesn't matter how long, you just found the object of meditation, and with the short is okay, but very stability and very clarity at the moment, that means you achieve first mental steps. And then of course the first mental steps, all these actually the programs that you have to know 9 mental steps, what they are, and then the 5-fold means the 5 obstacles. You have to know 5 obstacles. Otherwise, if obstacles happen, then sometimes you didn't know, then you just do meditation, but you don't know that is obstacle or that's what you need, then maybe that obstacle will obscure you to success your meditation, right? So that's why study is very important at the beginning. So that's why I told you it's actually the 6 months course of this meditation to complete. So first, it's very important to understand 5 obstacles, then 9 steps, and then 6 powers. 6 powers means actually power of the hearing. Sorry, I thought of turn off. 6 powers and the 9 mental steps and the 5 folds, and then this process understand. Then you start the meditation. Then you found the object which you set up in through your mind. You can see it's just short. It's okay. That means you achieve first mental steps. After that, then you just to continue. Sorry. Okay, then second mental steps is through that concentrate on the lotus which you set up in your mind, and then you focus on that lotus in your mind. And then first, maybe if you make a time, maybe second, okay, 15 seconds. Oh, it's much better than before. Before 5 seconds is difficult. Now 15 seconds. Okay, 30 seconds, no problem. I can see that lotus continuity. Okay, 100. Or still, I'm not lost that image, beautiful lotus. 108. Still, I can see 108. This time, you really didn't lost that lotus image of the lotus from your mind. Okay, that means you achieve the second mental steps. Second mental steps. Now, can you change the slide? Yeah, second mental steps. Yeah. The second mental steps. Yeah, then once you can focus on the object which you set up 108 seconds, yeah, that means you achieve second mental steps. Okay, second mental steps. And then after that, then of course you will sometimes your object gradually become a blurry. Maybe sometimes your mind just jump on the other. Maybe you go to the different place. Maybe you just your mind have some uh, so to call some friend. This kind of the distractions, maybe sometimes important. Sometimes this happen which not relate with your meditation. And then it's okay. Again, maybe before meditation, actually you really set up the time. Maybe the 15 minutes I wanted to meditation. Within 15 minutes, whatever happened, maybe I don't want to how to say handle, I don't know, but just 15 minutes I really dedicated my time to do meditation. Okay, so that's important at the very beginning, because dedication is a very powerful dedication, or no, determination, sorry, the determination. And then third mental steps, you're going to challenge now, going to challenge with the agitation and dullness. So agitation and dullness, agitation and distractions in this case the same. It is symbolized by the monkey, okay, crazy monkey. And then dullness symbolized, you can you change the slide, third? You can see the rabbit, small rabbit on the elephant, but the yogi is really now more difficult to control. He already put the lasso on the elephant. Then monkey now look at the elephant. The monkey just, oh, now is elephant not going to follow me? What's going to happen? So that means actually distractions. Whenever distractions happen, but you notice, okay, this is not finished the 15 minutes, or now this is the distractions. Okay, immediately you recognize the distraction. That means actually monkey look at the elephant. So elephant look at to you. That means you going to, now your mind, you going to discipline your mind by yourself. Now elephant look at you, but unfortunately the rabbit comes there. So rabbit symbolized the dullness, the dullness means now you, for example, if you're going to outside a lot, then you come back in the room, then you're tired, then sometimes you're going to sleep on the sofa. So like that, your mind going to distract, going to outside, then you try to bring inside. You're trying to bring inside. And then after that, there's your mind is that much active. Your mind not that much clarity and the fresh. So the mind became a dullness, and then after that, it's become sleepy. So then that means in meditation time, mind don't let go outside. So try to bring inside. Of course, the free from the distraction, but unfortunately, if you didn't careful, then it comes now dullness. So now we try to free from the dullness. I think this example Jampa already told in his lecture. He said that Siddhartha in India, the one the music instrument. So that time, one great actually musicians actually he tried to do the meditation. Yeah, then it's so difficult. Then he asked his teacher, so difficult. Then his teacher asked him, what says Jambala, is the musician, you are the musician. So what sound exactly what you need? It comes from your strings come very tight. He's no, if very loose, it's come a sound what you need. No, then it's very the medium. So that's why mind completely go outside is not right way. Mind completely sinking and dullness also, that's not success your meditation. So now your mind going to be distracted or going to singing. You really be very careful. So at that time, introspection, maybe alertness. So in this case, now we try to make alertness have a three different level. So alertness or introspection. So I just use introspection now. Introspection's weak part, and introspection developing, and introspection totally mature. Also totally mature. So introspection weak, that means up when you do meditations, after you, for example, we focus on the lotus, beautiful lotus flower image, you can see even your eyes closed, but your mind see very clear, right? Very clear. And then your mind just something which is related with the lotus, that your mind go to, your mind escape, you're thinking different, right? That means actually distraction. And then after a few minutes, your mind completely lost your beautiful lotus in your mind, and then completely go outside. After a few seconds or few minutes, then, oh no, my meditations fail. Maybe I'm thinking totally the different way. You recognize that's actually great, but this is still that introspection, but introspection is very weak because you completely fail meditation. Then you notice, and then again you with the determination, I don't want to lose this, I really want to focus. With the strong determination, you do again and again, and then later when your mind the distract, immediately you recognize. Immediately, okay, before 15 minutes, oh, this is not my it's going to be fail my meditation. Okay, immediately you mindfulness your object continue. Okay, so then right immediately you can recognize immediately. That means now your introspection is developing. After that, then you continually do meditation, but don't do meditation long time. This is not the right way. Okay, very short, but few times, maybe one day, 3 times, but never do more than I think 15 minutes too long at the beginning. Maybe 10 minutes is the perfect. Okay, so then after that you are just you do meditation. Yeah, then the image of the lotus flower. So now your mind distraction is going to happen. But you immediately recognize, okay, be careful. The distraction is going to happen before you lose object of meditation. That introspection, okay? So that introspection is actually fully mature introspection. And then after that, then it's impossible you lose your object of meditation unless you stop. If 15 minutes and nothing, maybe I can do the 20 minutes, no problem. Like that kind of the feeling. But if you feel 15 minutes, too long, that means your meditation is not success. Or 10 minutes, maybe, so far change, your body is moving, but that means meditation is not that much success. The 15 minutes, you feel very short time, okay? Then after that, then you image whatever you set up, then your mind so peacefully, you can focus in there. And then that means actually, now impossible you lose the object of the meditation unless you stop. That means actually the mental steps. Actually, the fourth mental steps. Can you change Yeah. So now you can, if you paint this image, this I just draw actually pencil, how to say, pencil sketch. So the pencil sketch, and then now you can see very clear the lasso already put on the elephant head, and then the monkey is not that much power. So elephant also not that much effort to doing, how to say, challenge to the yogi. Start to listening. So the hooks is not that much necessary right now. So you can see the flame after the yogi. So these flames actually symbolize your effort to do the meditation. You need the effort. So this type of the effort is not necessary until 9 steps, but this effort really to do meditation, we need the effort. That effort need until 7 mental steps. But of course, at the very beginning, you really need a very great effort. Otherwise, our mind is not easy, actually, not easy to discipline. And then second mental steps, you can see in the picture, the flame. Then, oh, now I want to drive. This is the steering. This is the brake. You don't have to think about these things, right? So same, this flame actually symbolize the effort. And then last time I just sent you only the four slide that you just suggest me. Just try to send all this the picture. I think it's a good idea. The audience can see all this image, but actually the 4th mental steps are really anyone who interested to do meditation. Usually I request them that please, if you start meditation, never stop until you reach to 4th mental steps. After 4th mental steps, you get the taste of the meditation. Okay, so no need anyone's inspire you, no need any conditions that inspire you to do meditation, because you so much you enjoy, you really see the benefit of the meditation. And then now is meditation almost became like your, how to say, is yeah, actually the Buddha also said the meditation is kind of the one food. So the food, meditation is the food for our mind. The sleep also count in the Buddha. Just sleep also nigise means food of sleep, food of the meditation, food of sustenance. Yeah, then the 4 different food. So then meditation, if you don't have a meditation food, it doesn't matter how your body is healthy, your mind is unhealthy. But meditation food is enough. Sometimes we don't have that much organic something, but maybe it's better than without meditation food. So that's why it's you really try to achieve the 4th mental steps. Okay, 4th mental steps, and then you really get the taste. And then voluntarily, you like to do meditation, and then you can make yourself the inner the peace and really. I don't know how to find the words how to describe these things. So I'm not achieve again the 4th steps, but I'm still at least I can achieve the 2nd mental steps, I can say, but still the 3rd mental steps. So the 4th mental steps, yeah, then 4th mental steps, when you achieve 4th mental steps means you totally conquer or you totally victor, makes sense? You really completely free from the gross level dullness and the gross level agitation. Okay, so then it's really the most of actually these external problems actually cannot hurt your emotions. Maybe because your mind can change these external things. in. It's like I don't know. Okay, yeah. Then the 5th mental steps and the 6th mental steps. Now we change. Or maybe I think okay. Just keep this 4 is okay. The 5 obstacle, you see the 5 obstacle, very beginning, you can see the laziness, okay? Laziness in this case, most of us, we have sometimes laziness. Laziness doesn't mean sometimes, oh, maybe I will do tomorrow, meditation tomorrow, not only this one. Sometimes our mind, 100% so focused to the material things, the money and material things, the job, all this, according to the meditation, this became the obstacle to do your meditation, to success your meditation. So that's why this also one laziness we just divide 3. So completely procrastinate laziness, that you make yourself is the discourage. I'm just born in this busy country. I cannot do meditation. This is one type of lazy. I will do tomorrow meditation when I have a time, when I have a good time, when I have a group, same mental disposition, we go to meditation, we procrastinate. This also laziness. Yeah, then to keep us so much busy for material things, this also laziness. So to remove the first first obstacle, which called laziness, to remove that laziness, we need the 4 antidote. 4 antidote comes the next one. Can you change the slide? You see, 8 remedies. 8 remedies are kind of 8 antidote. So the faith, aspirations, perseverance. I just use a joyful effort. My tongue is easier. So then pliancy. So these 4, with these 4, we can free from the laziness. Otherwise, laziness always be around us. So in here, faith means not really like a faith. It's not talking about the belief system, but this faith is actually you understand the benefit of the meditation. You trust the benefit of the meditation. That is the faith actually. You see the benefit. You see the benefit of the meditation, automatically come aspiration. For example, people become so much busy, hour and hours working. It's okay, but see benefit of the money. So if I have money, I can buy the nice house, I can buy the car, I can have a nice family. It's okay. So that's how busy. Why? Because see the benefit. So if you have a benefit, then automatically you have an intention to do that. So aspiration. So understand the benefit of the meditation, then you will have an intention. Okay. No understand the benefit of meditation, and then sometime we have a problem, and then I want to do the meditation. I'm so I'm so tired thinking about that. Let me do meditation. Sometimes not really right meditation, like you just escape from the kind of distraction. Escape from the distraction or challenge with the distraction is different. The real meditation should be challenge the distraction and try to free from the distractions, not escape from the distraction. Okay, so escape from the distraction will follow you. Wherever you go, distraction will follow you. Okay, so understand the faith of the meditation. Then automatically come inspirations or aspiration. Then comes a joyful effort to do meditation. Joyful effort to do meditation results in your hands. So all these 4 is actually antidote to the laziness. Okay, it's the times. Just let me know. Okay. Sometimes too much. Okay, the next one is easy. Recollections. Yeah. Now I can see very far. I forgot that my eyes glasses. The antidote recollection is kind of the mindfulness. Okay, so mindfulness, if you I told you when you do meditation, you set up the lotus flower and then you lose that lotus flower. That is the obstacle. You should not lose that image which you set up. So forgetting forgetting the device or forgetting the object of the meditation, same as recollection is the mindfulness. You keep remember that again and again. So that is the one, the antidote. The vigilance or introspections, you really, your mind on the object or not, you have to constantly you check, okay? Then after that, the applications means when dullness and agitations that happen that you should not ignore. Sometimes we, oh, it's okay. Then sometimes forget, that's not right. That time you have to apply the antidote. What are the antidote? Yeah, then mindfulness and introspections. Yeah, then equanimity means once your mind totally free from dullness and agitations, totally free from dullness and agitation, now you don't apply the antidote. Okay, your mind totally free from dullness and agitation, still you apply the antidote, means again your introspection, try to alert what's going on, don't check. That also became an obstacle. So at that time, equanimity, then make your mind so balanced. So balance. So these are 8 remedies, the 4 remedies or antidotes just for the laziness. Yeah, then rest of 4, yeah, then antidote to you forget the object of meditation. Yeah, then your distraction and excitement. Yeah, then application or apply the antidote is antidote to not apply. When distractions happen, you not apply the antidote, that is the obstacle. When distractions not happen, but still you try to apply the antidote, that's not right, then that time you just stay the balance and the natural. So this is not only explanation of the 5th mental steps, but this is whole explanation of the 9 mental steps. All this knowledge have to use from beginning to the end. Okay, now 5th mental steps. Now 전부 다 뒤집상을 하잖아.
근데 지금도 예, 어떻게 한 두수 마모도 예, 두수 땅에 지금도.
알레 가디바드래.
걔 까마시 시장에 난 거다.
알레
나
예서
까마시 시장에 더 말이야.
알레래요. 디체等你搞的什么 Okay, now meditation. The 6th power. Can you go back to the 4th, 3rd mental step? The 2nd mental steps. Oh yeah, this and here. I think this 6th power. If you know the 6 powers, 6th power in the art. Maybe this is I just make a piece and piece. Okay, piece and piece. If you see the whole image of these 9 mental steps, yeah, then you can see it's a 6 curve. Curve lam de curve like a freeway. Some freeway very windy. Wind. How to say the road like this way? Windy.
Windy.
Windy, yeah.
Windy.
Yeah, in image, a whole image, then you can see the windy. So that is six curve you can see. That six curves actually they symbolize. 6 curves symbolize the 6 powers. You can understand 6 powers, and you see here the power of study. Okay, so power of study help to you achieve the first mental steps. Okay, first mental step we can achieve through the power of study. You read or you listen from someone, and then I told you before, just ingredient, try to collect all the information how to do the meditation. So that time I give sometimes example. You really, before your meditation, you really try to understand all these necessary things to success your meditation. Otherwise, I wanted to meditation, turn to set up some candle, and then some music. Yeah, that's okay. That's meditation is not really, I told you, not really try to free from the distractions. It's just kind of escaping from the distractions. It's really not sure how long you can free from the distraction. So it's really prepare everything is very important. Sometimes I give example. Just imagine if someone just say, I want to climb on the Mount Everest. Then you are talking about that in the summer, and then you feel very hot. Then you have a t-shirt and you have one short pant. Maybe you have one ice glass, because ice water glass. Yeah, then you try to go to the Mount Clash on the Mount Everest. You get to the bottom. When you get the bottom, then that's it. Your t-shirt, so you have to change. Your shirt have to change. You have to throw your glass of the water. So this is it's impossible. Immediately you say impossible to wait a minute. I'm sorry about this. I don't know how to turn off it. Something it's not appear. I just try to put the little far, but still sound very big. So it's go to the Mount Everest. It's really think about like that way. It's really helpful for me. It's like thinking like that. Sometimes great example. And then if when I get there, of course, it's not summer, not like really summer. But it's maybe I have this, I have a jacket, I have a even there was some kind of the breathing problem, I will have oxygen. So prepare everything. And then we really try to climb on the high mountain. Any mountain, you can then enjoy. You really reach to the top of the mountain, yeah, that you can enjoy. Otherwise, yeah, summer the feelings immediately sometimes will cause to climb on the snow mountain. Yeah, then that's not enough. You prepare. It's the same meditation. Sometimes we have a problem with distractions, a problem. Yeah, then you will not prepare anything. So then immediately to the meditation. Then sometimes, yeah, that meditation sometimes cause more dullness. Sometimes that's result really not achieve exactly what we need. We cannot achieve the pliancy. Some days a pliancy, some days a suppleness. So actually, they're really kind of the inner peace, really inner peace. And then to achieve that, you really have to prepare. In here, yeah, I just mentioned to you, prepare. That doesn't mean you go outside to buy something, but just candle, okay. Get a candle and some flower, just set up in your house, and then understand. It's actually, at least you try to read some book. It's the classic or some qualified book. Maybe I can suggest to you some book, really, how to say, many different meditation, but I told you maybe some meditation is uh, rest. Yeah, in LA, I give sometimes the people the example is when you drive to San Francisco, and then you just keep driving, even you're tired, but that means actually you are getting close to your destination. But of course, sometimes not necessary to continually driving, even you're tired, but you see rest area. You see the rest area, yeah, then you just relax at the rest area. But that doesn't mean you stay there. If you stay there as long as you rest in the rest area, yeah, then it's difficult to get to your destination. So, but sometimes you just some kind of meditation, you can hear maybe some kind of stop thinking, the stop thinking. Sometimes you see the distraction, yeah, then you look at your distractions. Just follow the distraction, and then distraction will disappear. Distraction will disappear. That kind of the meditation also is happening. But these are the meditation, but meditation is this type of the meditation is help you is like rest area. Rest area. So rest area you need, but rest area is not you stay there. That's not your destination. Okay, your destination is actually 9 steps. Okay? To reach to the 9 steps, we don't need any religious background. No need any kind of, oh, I cannot do meditation because my compassion is not enough, not necessary. Anyone, even you, it is a kind of don't believe, you don't have any belief, but you can achieve the 9 mental steps. Because this is only dealing to discipline your mind. Okay, so then the power of the study. So power of studies, that really I suggest to you, you really want to succeed your meditation, you really first, very beginning steps, the power of the study. Okay, power of study, this is the most important. It depends on the rest of your mental steps. It depends on the first mental steps or the first powers, the power of study. And then the power of contemplation, power of contemplate or contemplation, power of contemplation, power of study, we can achieve the first mental steps. The power of contemplation, we can achieve the second mental steps. The second mental steps I mentioned before, only you know yourself. Nobody knows you achieve second mental steps or not. Nobody see. But if you explain, I can, my mind really can focus and concentrate on the object which I set up. 108 seconds, I have no any problem. And then I can say, yeah, you can achieve the second mental steps. That's great, I can say. But I'm not sure, right? But you know yourself, you really achieve that level or not. But achieve that steps, second mental steps, you really, of course, the power of study, that is the like a how to say, high school subject, you already know like that. So then power of the contemplate is a power of contemplate. In this case, actually, if you, when you are, yeah, already suggest to you object of meditation is the beautiful lotus in the pond. Yeah, then I think one important through my experience, some meditation, the text and the people just say single point meditation. Be careful this, okay? Once people heard about the single point meditation, they always focus to the one object, continuity on that object. This is not right, okay? Then that sometimes cause you depressions. Oh, this is so boring to do meditation. I don't like. This is not nature of your mind. Just stay on only one object. This is totally not right. Because the nature of your mind is so flexible, almost like how to say, the wind energy just moving. So body also, if you cannot stay continuity without any moving, it's really difficult. So when you're doing meditation, you just move like this way, just move this way. You have to do this. You make your body very flexible. And then when you focus to the lotus, not only the lotus petal, just focus, concentrate. That's not right. Okay, just even you just see the lotus in the water, you can focus on the water, so clear water. Inside the water, you can visualize the lotus leaf, and on the leaf, and then lotus, the petal. Maybe some petal already come out, some petal still inside. And then sometimes you think about the central petal, sometimes you think about the outside petal, which already, how to say, come out. And then go to the lotus, how to say, sting or steam, this one. And then you just focus to the lotus, the leaf, again, lotus leaf, lotus petal, lotus, then water. Just one object. That doesn't mean one tiny things, but just not other than the which not relate with the lotus. Any relate with the lotus, yeah, then you can focus, and then your mind just go to the top, in the top, just thinking like that way. And then your mind also very relaxed. Try to focus the one object continuity. That means really feel like you punish to yourself. That's not the right way. Okay, then sometimes you feel it totally. You can concentrate on the lotus whole image. Concentrate, and then you feel, oh, this is so comfortable. That your mind become very relaxed. And then you can stay, feel comfortable, and then enjoy that comfortable, but never do until you tire. Okay, that many great yogi, they suggest meditation never stop when you are tired. Always stop when you are so much enjoy, so much exciting. And then, okay, I can do more. Okay, maybe I do it later. Stop. Yeah. The same actually, we eat the food delicious until you feel something. And then next time, do you want to eat this one? No. So enjoy food. Maybe you have to control. You have to know now stop to keep that delicious food continue. The same actually. Meditation food. Food is kind of mind food is the meditation. So meditation also when you're very happy and your mind become at peace. Sometimes outside very noisy, but you feel this noise will not bother you. You feel your mind is still the peace. So then that peace, and then you just stop. And then you just do whatever you want to do. Okay, so that's kind of say the power of the contemplation. Okay, so power contemplation. Now the power of the memory. So you see the power of the memory or the power of the vigilance. That doesn't mean only this part, but power of the memory actually is come from the second mental steps. Second mental steps, if you have no power of the mindfulness, the second mental steps never success. So actually come, but in here, I told you introspection, your mind is going to be distracted and already distracted or now distracted already, but then that's very, yeah, this kind of third mental steps is really kind of great challenge actually. Great challenge because it's going to achieve the fourth mental steps. So fourth mental steps actually for us is achieve the fourth mental steps. I think you really fully you will satisfied. That's why I think the third mental steps is a very challenge. Third mental steps is a challenging. Is the most actually the distractions, not just a subtle distraction. It's a gross distraction, and the dullness also the gross dullness. So this gross dullness has a cause us a sleeping, and you lose the object of meditation. So distraction, you completely your mind go to move the different object. So this we call actually gross distraction and subtle. Because a gross, I can say agitation is for me is easy to say. Gross agitation and a subtle agitation. Then the gross dullness and the subtle dullness. So gross dullness is actually gradually you feel you are sleeping, and then you completely all around you are smoky, then you didn't see the object you set up, you're totally lost. That's kind of the gross dullness. Subtle dullness is this when you develop the during the meditation, actually develop your quality of your mind really necessary. But that quality already in within, actually, not coming from the outside, it's within you. So that four quality you keep in mind, this one. So first it is stability quality. That means your mind can stay on the object, continuity. Second quality is clarity. Object is not blurry. You see, you can image very clear. Okay, that's the clarity quality. The third is like a intensity. Sorry, the three quality. Intensity quality. Intensity quality is it's this very important. Yeah, if you lose the intensity quality, that is a subtle dullness. Lose intensity is a subtle dullness, and then usually I give an example. One day I just saw the one video, small video in the Facebook. That image is a really great lesson for me. That's in India, no? India, so then one boy and girl, The girl has her bag, is a special bag. She's just holding the bag in her hands. Then next, the two guys actually come riding the bicycle, but they intentionally try to steal her bag. Try to steal her bag. The way she holding her bag is a very intensity. So when the traffic light is the green, all the vehicles that move, then that one guy grabbed her bag. She have a very intensity quality to holding the bag. She just pull back. Then that guy fall from the motorcycle. So that intensity, we just focus on the lotus. I saw the lotus. Okay, it's enough. Not really like that. Very intensity, very strongly, with enjoy. I can imagine that. I told you also, imagination of your lotus, you never ignore. This is actually manifestation of your mind. Manifestation of your mind. Okay, nobody can see you. Only you can. Okay, yourself can see that object. So then your mind see that lotus and the petals, only these things. But that's actually, if you didn't lose this object, or you didn't lose this object, means you didn't think any other things except this lotus and beautiful leaf, beautiful water. Just see this pond. Then maybe sometimes sunshine, sun reflect in the water. Still you see the lotus. Your mind just stay on this image which you set up. That's actually, you know yourself now, I have a stability quality, but not mature or not graduate, okay? I really have this is a stability quality. Then you see lotus very clear, almost like you see through your eyes. See, your mind can see these things. So water is so clean, sun reflection, sunshine, then the lotus leaf, lotus color, whatever you want. Then all you see the very clear, not foggy, and very clear. That means actually you have a clarity quality. And then intensity quality means if someone just call to you, but call you, instead of you losing this object, you losing this object, it remind you outside condition, remind you, oh, I'm doing meditation. Okay, first, purposely, I want to stop this meditation. Okay, I want to continue next. And then you know, I'm going to stop now. I have something important job. But you really follow these steps very nicely. You know, time to stop your meditation, and then you just start the other things what you want to going to do. That's kind of comes intensity quality. Okay, so intensity quality, I think the topic comes actually, intensity quality is actually means when you lose the intensity quality, that in meditation's subject, we name that subtle the dullness. The subtle dullness, the many actually the meditation in Tibet, then I didn't see, but some great yogis say maybe there's some great meditator, and then because they totally misunderstand. They really doing meditation to so much success, but they year and year they not achieve the 9 mental steps. The later, then they ask the teacher, then they just actually attach to because the subtle dullness, because they are sink in the subtle dullness, but that's why they're stuck there. So this looks like a very similar. You just lost the intensity, or you not lost object of meditation. That's why we think maybe I'm doing okay. actually losing the intensity is the obstacle to success the meditation. Okay, so in here, the power of the memory and the power of the vigilance. So these two actually can use until power of the meditation, the power of the vigilance or introspection have to have these two, like in image you can see the lasso and the hooks, have to have this until the mental steps. And then the power of the perseverance, because the power of joyful effort. Yeah, then 7 mental steps and 8 mental steps usually we can achieve through the power of perseverance. My mouth, Tibetan Buddha mouth, it's not easy to say that. I just said joyful effort, or maybe joyful effort. It's easy for me. And then the power of the familiarity. And then familiarity is or get used. So get used. Then now your mind really totally became like your great driver. Is mind became like your nice car which you drive maybe the 20 years. That your mind really like this way. Whatever you want to think, you think until you want to stop. Any negative thinking, you at the beginning, but you can stop. So right now, a problem is when you have sometimes a problem with your friend and sometimes your coworker, then sometimes it's very friendly, and then automatically we have a lot of information of your coworkers, something good quality. And then our mind also focus that way, then become more friendly, is good. Sometimes we have a problem, and then with the coworker, then negative. What your coworker did some negative, something like this, and then your mind just go this way. So then that time, they continue thinking that way, then cause a trouble. So then if you do meditation, and then you can, or then problem with the coworker, okay, then immediately it appear sometimes what did something wrong is appear to you, but you can control your mind. I don't want to focus this. I want to focus what my coworker did good things before. You just start to thinking his good quality, automatically you're going to be friend with the coworker. And the coworker will also you be a good friend. Coworker, maybe his or her mind will be start to change. But this is actually how the meditations help the daily life. And then family and the student and the teacher and your coworker and your boss and your employee. So that time is really actually Buddha also actually say that everything comes from the mind. Then if one who conquer the thousands, the people, Buddha say, I cannot say he is the great hero, but he say if he conquer his distractions, I can say that person is the great hero. So this is actually 9 mental. Yeah. Now can you jump to the 9 steps? I think I request to the people audience just more focus, and if you really want to study, this time you can find a lot of the text in the internet. Then try to find the 9 steps of the meditation, or maybe you can find a saying different way. But really wanted to meditation with this seriously, and then is follow. I think that might suggest follow this way. But this kind of the systems actually has happened since 7th century. 7th century is the how many great yogi, how many practitioners, their success follow these steps. That's why it has the brand name. It should be a great brand name. There's no like this kind of the name, but we just said that follow the Asanga is a great yogi, and then also we said the Lama Tsongkhapa is the great yogi. And most of us just follow the text, which follow the Lama Tsongkhapa. But Lama Tsongkhapa is in the 14th century, but he used his explanation, his teachings. He used each of his message. He used the quotation of the Asanga. Asanga, which comes in the 7th century in India. So that's my request really. During meditation, you really do very, how to say, it's some small company. This is established since 18th century. That means it makes this very trustable company, right? But this is the 7th century now, meditation. So it's not really kind of the business idea, but it's really their intention is totally with compassion to the build humans' mind is the peaceful. Then through that peaceful, then to achieve the enlightenment. Then after that, in great enlightenment.
Yeah.
So this is
Thank you so
yeah.
much. Wow.
Sure.
I do want to mention that we are at 1:30, so we are gone over our normal time a little bit. But do you want me to go to the 9th, the image?
Yeah, 9 steps. Yeah,
okay.
9 steps.
And then perhaps we can see if there's any questions in a couple of moments.
Yeah. 9 steps. Yeah, people can see this because if they have, then they can have questions later also. Yeah, 9 steps you see. This meditator also now relax in the cave, and then elephant. Did you maybe hard to see elephant? I didn't put the color, only line drawing, right? Actually, elephant became a yogi's pet, great pet. Before elephant is kind of the crazy elephant. Now elephant became his pet. So that means that the yogi really he achieved the enlightened mind. Means actually his out of control mind now totally convert to his pet mind. How to say? It's very peaceful mind. Yeah. Peaceful mind, and then you can see the one monk actually he's flying. Okay, he's flying, and the one monk he riding elephant. So riding a monk on the elephant that symbolize the meditator or yogi. He achieved the physical pliancy. Physical pliancy means now whenever you do meditation, your body feels so peace. Your health is the very, very, how to say, I cannot explain, but you feel that you have no body like that actually. So like you stay on the cotton sponge like that, so peaceful. That's actually a sign of you really, then less disease. And then sleep is the totally peaceful sleep. Actually, you read the book because this kind of the benefit you can see in the book. There's maybe 8 different benefits. And then if you see then the flying monk represent the physical pliancy. The monk will stay on the elephant, so that symbolizes usually mental pliancy. Yeah, after that, now you see is the elephant and the one yogi with the sword. Then now you can go to the different belief. If you believe the Jesus and the Christian, then you just use this mental stable. Yeah, then you can follow the God and the pray. And in the Buddhist, then after that, then we can follow. It's like a study for noble truths. Yeah, then this kind of a study. Yeah, then until the monk riding on the elephant with the sword. That sword actually symbolizes the wisdom. So that wisdom is actually not just intelligent, but that wisdom is actually symbolized to understand the reality of the ego and how ego make the difficult in our life. So that's why, and then this sword is actually to cutting the ego from the root. And then you can see another flame there. You can see another flame next to monk, the next yogi. But the 9 mental steps, you cannot see the flame after 7 mental steps. Now you see another flame. That flame is now you calm abiding meditation. You are graduate after 9 mental steps. Now you change to special insight meditation. The special insight meditation is now analytical meditation. Analytical meditation is now try to understand absolute truth. Absolute truth, or what is the reality of self? What is the reality of the phenomena? Why problems happen? Because we didn't know the absolute truth. Because we always make a trouble in conventional truths. That kind of true truths understand. Yet after that, after true truths understand at the same time, that's actually called the great enlightenment. Okay, now we have some question.
Yes, thank you so much, both of you, Jampa and Yeshi. That was wonderful. It was so much information. It was really great. I am a little intimidated to begin the journey because I can see that it is not an easy one. It takes much practice. Well, I'm going to stop my share right now, and so I can bring this back here. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to unmute yourself at this point, or if you'd like to add your question into the chat, you can do that. You can go ahead. I had a quick question to start us off. I was curious, at what age do people begin to practice the first step even? Is there a typical age?
As a question, I can say maybe 8 years old to do meditation now.
Wow.
Actually, usually the 7. At the age 7, then people's mind actually can make a difference. This is not just outside. Is a game is good for me. Not really like that way, but it's really the long term. Maybe this is good for me. Long term, this is not good for me. In the text, actually said after 7, then you will have that kind of ability that can make a decision. Yeah.
And this would be something that you begin to do daily at the start?
Oh yeah, maybe 10 minutes daily time since 7 years old. I think it will be great really for a child.
Ah. Anyone else have any questions? Anybody? Anybody? I think we have.
There's one message on the chat.
Yes, Lynn was asking how, when you look at the Thangka painting, how does it help viewers to meditate and absorb the meaning that's in the painting?
Question for me or Chambala?
Whoever would like to take it.
Painting is really actually that is a good question. Yeah, I think a few years ago I went to Canada. We just take a train. I saw the next one lady. She's the artist. And then we just talk about the art. I learned from him a great actually. That she said I was really. She said art is not like my livelihood, but a kind of I really not for my I survive because I'm selling art. She's just not saying that I'm happy to do art. Then I just ask her why. When I concentrate, it's kind of meditation. When I'm painting, my mind completely automatically, because the power of the painting, what I'm going to paint. So that helped me, my mind from the distractions. Distraction, and then completely concentrate, and then just calm my mind so peaceful and concentrate on the painting, what I'm going to paint. After that, slowly, I feel myself. I lost my ego. My mind and the art completely mix. I'm on the canvas. Just like that, I just say, wow, in this case, in this sense, it's many actually great in the monastery also. My teacher, he's not artist, but one day he just said, after finish the class, he just said to me, Yeshi, I jealous to you. Why you say that? Then he said, because you doing art, you like to paint art. That I know, because you can do, but concentrate, maybe easier than me. He said that. Actually, he's a great practitioner. When you're painting, maybe different, like Jampa just painting the medicine Buddha. So when you're painting the medicine Buddha, of course, his mind completely united with the medicine Buddha. So then that's actually, painting became like a meditation. So that's why it's really, for me, have like that way. Jampa also, we really appreciate this kind of as a hobby, or sometimes just painting like this way. So mixed with the meditation and the painting.
Thank you. Jampa, did you want to add something to that?
The question was, what does it relate to the painting with meditation? Right?
Yes.
And yeah, the object and the painting of a Buddha or any particular god or goddesses, when you meditate on those figures, or Yeshi has already mentioned about the image, the imaginary image that you focus on to concentrate while you're doing meditation. For painting of Thangka of a Buddha's image, and when they do meditation, especially the monks or the follower of this Buddhist, let's say for Buddha image, you have to reflect his wisdom, his philosophy, his teachings, and as Yeshi also mentioned about the meditation on object, and after that the contemplating things. So once you begin to understand the philosophy or the Buddha's wisdom or knowledge, and then when they do meditation, and they focus on the image, and then as well as contemplating the wisdoms at the same time. Yeah. So those thangkas are also one of the object of meditations. Thangka, or the painting, and is also a supporter of while doing meditation on imaginary object.
So that can be your object.
Thangka itself, what Jampa said. Usually I give an example, like a Thangka is object of meditation, showing it's like you see the map. When you see the map, your eyes looking at the map, but your brain has a real where you are and what you're going to do.
Yes.
Yeah, so in the Thangka, when you see the medicine Buddha, you just try to, as mentioned before, just see from the top to the bottom. After that, then you have that image in your brain, and then shut down your eye consciousness.
Right.
Now you check yourself, still you can see that image of the medicine Buddha in your mind or not. If you cannot see that means, but still you have to watch the Thangka.
Right.
Which part? Again, you watch very from crown to the lotus. It's very like a scan. Try to scan in your brain. The real object of the meditation is an image that comes in your brain. That is the actual object of meditation. But Thangka, as Jampa said, is a support to you how looks like medicine Buddha.
Right.
Yes.
I think we had one more question. Did Kun-sang, do you want to unmute yourself and ask a question?
Oh, yeah, hi.
Hello.
Hello, Yeshi Dorjee.
Hello.
I really enjoyed this because it was such a great, I don't want to use the word outline, but that's the word that's coming to me. And there was something that Yeshi Dorjee said that really struck me, which was that anyone can do the 9 mental steps. And I thought the 9 mental steps was just in the Tibetan Buddhist tradition. And this is very important because in one of the slides, Yeshe Dorje mentioned about mindfulness, and I am somebody who's studying secular mindfulness. Like the whole secular mindfulness movement is quite big in America these days, and bringing mindfulness meditation in kindergarten, elementary, middle schools, high schools, colleges, like that. And so hearing for the first time that 9 mental steps anyone can do, that just helps me a lot with, finding skillful language and means to help somebody who's trying to do meditation, but they're not Buddhists and they come from different backgrounds. And I've had classmates who feel like they're turning back on their Catholic religion or Christian religion if they try to do mindfulness. So I just feel like that statement that 9 mental steps anyone can do is so liberating. And just to be clear, after the 9 mental steps, when we start to do analytical meditation for like nature of reality, I guess my question is, so it's at that point when we start to, we've reached that fork in the road where now you're getting into meditation that's more Buddhism, and not secular. I just wanted to be clear about that. That's the first question. The second question is, the 9 mental steps, like using the Thangka, if we're not Buddhist, can we apply the same approach to like when we go to a museum and look at art, or if we don't like art, but we love nature, we love looking at birds and trees and taking an object of nature and doing that. So those are my 2 questions.
Oh,
sorry, that was a lot.
I'm not clear the question because my English is question.
Oh, then again, this is all.
Jamala going to help me. Short.
Again, this was on. This was all. Then the
9 steps is
number mena. Number mena. Ani the sangi ku hanga usually ani meditate charity. God bless. The number that Christian is a goy on the Kaisana, 9 steps mental dealer faith goma, so Deans are the tune, the Semjen, the any Shindo, the nature to the this church would rest. This English. Until Chick did the Thangka Dicolo, Thangka de Chunga, Yevina, the number Modoya, Shank Chad, the member Shank Chad, the number, the door never to turn in with rest.
Oh yeah, it's anyone can use that Thangka. Anyone is not necessarily the background of Buddhist or not. This is like a just book about the comic book for I think I can say meditation comic also. It's a guide. So when I exhibited this kind of Thangka in Smithsonian, so most of kids like, oh, look at the elephant, look at the monkey. What does that mean? And then we have a great chance to, okay, the elephant is the mind, the monkey is your distraction. So distraction is not good, right? Yeah, this is not good. Because it's great art actually to help the kids. And then this showing these 9 steps is not necessarily the background of the different religions, not necessary. And then object of meditations, it can be. Actually in the text say, everything actually can be the object of the meditation. even the stone can be object of meditation, but you cannot say, I don't want this stone, not success my meditation, throw, not really like that way. Pick up the stone, that stone is not your object. That stone, look at that stone, and then try to have an image of that stone in your mind. Now that is your imagination. The stone is not stone. Your imagination of the stone is manifestation of your mind. You focus to imagination of your imagination, the stone in your brain means actually you are focusing to your mind. So image can be the image of the meditation. Then also Lama Tsongkhapa said that in this case, so it just anything can be image of the meditation. Yeah, then sometimes you see some people just go to the Asia, but some just people just go to Asia, spend the money, and then come back, and then. But sometimes they go to the Asia, then they write the book, and then after they went to Asia, but they published the book. Just go to Asia, they did it too, multitask. So in this case, then Lama Tsongkhapa suggests, or if you do meditation, you can focus on the stone, but your imagination have only stone. That stone imagination, nothing remind to you. But instead of stone imagination, then just imagine as the different background. Then just you imagine the clothes, just imagination mother, your mother, imagination of the Jesus, according to the Buddhism, you pick up the image object of meditation is the green Tara, but then whenever you image the green Tara, that it reminds you loving kindness. Loving kindness, actually everything can be object of your meditations. Even the animal, yeah. If you really like a pet of the cat, yeah, then you can have that pet, maybe because the object of meditation should be very close to your heart. That's actually help to you, your mind stay with that object with peaceful and how to say relax. Object something little bit make you little bit how to say uncomfortable. Yeah, then it's not easy. That imaginations bring you not good message. So then many distractions happen. So that's why Lama Tsongkhapa said, okay, everything is okay, your meditation, but multitask. So you just pick up some image in your mind to use the meditation object. It's positive, and which you remind totally the positive and help to you support to success your great path. So that's then it's just emptiness, and then it's just a meditation object, sometimes a compassion, sometimes they just see that then image of your mind also. Yeah. Also too much answer also.
That is a very good tip. Good tip.
제공 이걸 손들게.
Oh,
제공 이걸 손들게.
analytical meditation. Okay, so analytical meditation is kind of actually the scientists they're doing the research. Something they say this is come from that way, a disease because of you eat this food. And then sometimes people, yeah, I don't want to eat this food. This is not really the right way actually. But sometimes it's possible. So analytical meditation is okay. We have this suffering. Okay, this suffering happened because our neighbor. This is not really analytical way. So the sufferings happens how? Yeah, then it's really go to the deep and the deep then now this is I just a study on the Buddhism. Then I just going to explain in the Buddhist way. Yeah, then final then it hit to the ego, the self. So the self itself, we didn't say the self is wrong. Sometimes we say the selflessness, but selfless, that less means actually self not exist, but that not exist self, and the self who know self not exist is different. If there's no self who knows self not exist, so self who know selflessness, but that self is actually independent and concrete and solid. We believe that self. So that self actually, as long as we believe self is concrete and independent, then this is the stage that all the delusion, 80 different delusions actually is a, is a, is a stage that performs this kind of the delusion. So that's why self exists, but concrete, inherently because of the self, so which not depends on our physical, which not depends on our mind. We just feel I, my mind, my body. We feel ourselves is so concrete and so solid. Center, we feel like that way. So then Buddha said, and the Lama Tsongkhapa said, this kind of the intentions we believe in, this kind of self, and then pride, jealousy, angry, desire, actually, all actually comes from this self. Now, analytical meditation, but this self really exists or not? If this exists, maybe, and now this is a little difficult, but then through that way, then doing the meditation. So right now, you're not object, you're not focused to one object, and then not calm, abiding. So not just stay on the on object. Now you're just checking, and what is the benefit of if we know, understand the reality of the self. What is the problem? Okay, if we believe ourselves, okay, the way how we believe ourselves, like this way continue. Is this happy or not happy? Since we are kids, until now we believe system of the ourselves. We still believe that way. Is there benefit or something problem? Like that way, then if this self exists, then should be this way, but no. It's like a self exists, but exists as a reflections of the moon in the water. The reflection of the moon, we cannot say that reflection is not exist. The reflection is exist. After that, then that reflection exists in the water. Okay, now that reflection is exists in the water or not, also analytical actually. If this reflection exists in the water, okay, now this reflection is one with the water or separate from the water. If this reflection of the moon is one with the water, then wherever you move this water, this reflection should come because it's a one with the water. If this reflection is separate from the water, okay, if you move this, if you pour all this water in the different container, still reflections there? No. So now reflection is, even reflection also just appearance. Just appearance is not exist as it appear to us. Just appear us because of interdependence. Then through this way, using this example, and then self also, if you really feel like that way, and then really all the actually suffering and the delusions, almost like you pour the cold water on the boiling water. This kind of analytical meditation is actually a calm abiding meditation is is like a general, no need any the basis, the belief. Analytical meditation also not necessary, but analytical meditation on the emptiness, and now it's related with the Buddhist, how to say, Nagarjuna's the path, the Buddha's path. Now it's a different, But then also, Dalai Lama also said that you really do the analytical meditation on the emptiness. Maybe last time Dalai Lama said also not necessary. Actually, you have how to say, the Buddhist background. If you don't have a Buddhist background, maybe just say that just the bodhicitta is a little bit different. You see, the bodhicitta, a conventional bodhicitta, absolute bodhicitta. Absolute bodhicitta is related with the emptiness. Emptiness, because we say absolute bodhicitta, and then name comes up, bodhicitta, it's automatically, this is related to the Buddhist. So actually doing the analytical on the emptiness of absolute truth, but comes up absolute bodhicitta, and then it's kind of the Buddhist business. And then you just say absolute truth. absolute truth, you just choose analytical meditation, and then, okay, what is the reality of the phenomena means what is the absolute truth of the phenomena. But then absent of the solid and absent, all the phenomena actually absent of, absent of independent, absent of the solid, absent of not depends on other. Everything depends to each other. In this case, usually we just say cause, result depends on the cause. But analytical meditation, cause depends on the result. It's strange first time. Of course, it's the mother, the daughter depends on the mother, but mother depends on the daughter, looks like different. Mother exists or not depends on the daughter. It'll be strange. But of course, when you have a daughter, when you have a child, then you become a mother. You become a child, you have a child, you become a father. You become a father because of child. You see the interdependence, right? So generally, cause, result depends on the cause, but it looks like a cause not depends on the result. But in analytical way, everything depends on each other. So cause depends on the result depends on the cause, everything. So this understanding, if you know, yeah, everything depends to each other. Actually, that is the perfect reasons to prove everything's emptiness. Empty means something not exist. Not exist what? Not exist that things that not depends other. Everything depends each other. So the not exist things that not depends other, that's empty. So empty doesn't mean actually nothing. Oh, this.
Well, thank you so much, both of you, for this was really wonderful. I've learned so much. I'm so glad we recorded today. This was valuable information. I can't thank you enough for coming on, and thank you to everyone who joined us today. This was really great. I just want to mention that we have a lot of upcoming programs, and please feel free to check out our website to see all the upcoming programs. We have a concert tonight on our grounds. If you're local, please come join us. It's a beautiful day. But thank you so much. You've given us a lot to think about, and for us all to challenge ourselves in any small way to get started with our own meditation and thinking about our own mindfulness. That's very important for all of us. And if you haven't seen our exhibition, Common Struggle Individual Experience, an exhibition on mental health where you can see the Thangka that Jampa and Yeshi have worked on, please come see it. It does close in October, so you do have a little bit of time, but it's a lot. It's a wonderful exhibition. It gives us a lot to think about with our own power of healing and how we can help ourselves. So thank you again for joining us, and thank you, Yeshi, and thank you, Jampa, so much. This is wonderful.
This kind of organization is great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.